Hey yo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and before we get to the meat of today's vlog, Top 10 Dads in Gaming is coming out tomorrow on Father's Day, and also tomorrow, schedule permitting, I'm gonna be playing Arcana Heart 3 Love Max with fans, hopefully, in an effort to raise money for the victims of the Orlando hate crime shooting. It'll be at 3 p.m. Central Time, again, schedule permitting. I'm trying to decide which version to play since I have both the PS3 version and the Steam version. I've got a poll going on my Twitter right now, and based on that, I'll decide which version to play. If you have the game, feel free to join me for the fun. I really want to play with fans and raise money for the victims of this cause, and I just feel like the game I picked is an appropriate one for that. Anyways, yeah, E3. Aside from the fact that both EA and Ubisoft had really lackluster conferences, let's talk about the big three, and each of them had something to bring to the table. First off, Microsoft has the Xbox One S. Looks like a slimmer, more powerful, and more capable version of their Xbox One, and to be honest, it looks like it's got something going for it. Probably a more important thing is their Xbox One and Windows 10 cross-buy. Basically, you get a game on Xbox One, you can play it on a Windows 10 PC free of charge, and vice versa. They're also pushing improvements to Xbox Live and custom controllers. And as far as games, the big ones were Forza, Gears of War 4, and Halo Wars 2. So, yeah, of course they're gonna have games for Gears of War and Halo. They're two of Microsoft's big franchises, so I'm not surprised to see them there. Sony came out swinging big time again, just like last year. I mean, first game they show off is the next chapter in the God of War saga, and it is confirmed that the man is in fact the same Kratos from the original trilogy, who's pretty much got a new beginning with a son. Hopefully, he'll be able to channel his rage. And from the gameplay I saw at the Sony conference, it definitely looks promising. Other stuff Sony had included Resident Evil 7, which actually looks like it's a survival horror game this time around. By the looks of things, it looks like the series is going back to its roots. Also, Crash is back, in the form of an HD Trilogy remaster and an appearance in Skylanders Imaginators. Not exactly what a lot of people were expecting, but who knows. Let's see, oh yeah, Spider-Man, Insomniac, coming to PS4. And I think I'm running out of excuses not to have a PS4. Because, wow. Sony had quite a lot to deliver. And then there's Nintendo, who I had low expectations of for their E3 presentation, but they did better than I thought. The new Zelda finally has a name. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. And let me tell ya, it definitely was impressive showing at E3. I mean, got the huge open world. Hopefully it won't be relatively empty. We got RPG elements like equipment that actually has stats to it. Survival elements like hunger and all that. And I later found out it was co-developed by Monolith Soft. That explains a lot. I mean, the whole thing with the shirtless Link, well, the possibility of a shirtless Link who's just in swim trunks and all that, the huge open world. Yeah, that kind of explains a lot. Also, there's going to be new amiibos associated with it, and interaction with the Wolf Link amiibo from Twilight Princess HD. It'll allow you to call Wolf Link over as a companion. Yeah, it's looking pretty dope. Also, we got more information on Pokemon Sun and Moon, including the advent of a new mode which honestly looks pretty exciting. Battle Royale mode. Sadly, you can only do it with 3 Pokemon on your team. I'm guessing that's because of hardware. I'll take it. And there's a new IP from Nintendo coming to the 3DS called Ever Oasis. Looks like it has elements of RPG, adventure, and town building. And it looks cute. But it also does look interesting. Hopefully it'll appeal to me more as time goes on and it get closer to its release. Pokemon Go coming out in July, seemingly. And, yeah, Rhythm Heaven Megamix got stealth released. I hate it when things get stealth released. It gives us a little time to prepare. Color Splash looks like, well, the graphics look really good, to be honest, but the impression I'm getting from it, it feels too similar to Sticker Star, and considering how disappointed I was by Sticker Star, I'm not exactly gonna throw money at it, because, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if I can find someplace where I can actually rent it before I make a decision on it. But anyway, E3 was pretty good, so... But Zelda was definitely the most talked about game of the show. And yeah, we also found out we're gonna find out more about the NX in the fall. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's gonna bring to the table. So for my question of the week, what was your game at E3? Now I'm gonna post my favorite responses in 2 weeks because next weekend's my family reunion and there won't be an episode of my 25 cents worth as a result. But here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the Fourth Wall Mailbag. As always, to ask me questions, go to the About tab on my channel, click the Send Message button, and send me your questions. I'll answer my favorite questions on the next episode. First question this week comes from Kira Lunar, who asks, what's your opinion on Crash Bandicoot being in Skylanders? Well, it's a thing, I guess. I don't really mind that much, because, well, I didn't really grow up with Crash Bandicoot. And I will admit the design looks rather faithful to the original character. Unlike Spyro, who seemed a bit off when I first saw him in Skylanders. But, if it'll help drive sales, then who am I to complain? Next question comes from Dale Gunthner, who asks, what is your favorite Pokemon typing that we've either seen already or been confirmed in Sun and Moon? If you mean dual typings, then I'd have to say my favorite is the Dark Dragon typing we got with the Hydreigon line. I mean, Dark's already my favorite type, for how it was meant to counter the Psychic types that were... Don't fool yourself, Psychics were overpowered in Gen 1. But Dark types were made as a counter for it, and I still hope we get a Dark type gym leader in Sun and Moon. It's been way too long. But add to the Dark type the badassery of the Dragon type, and... You have a recipe for awesomeness. Unless your opponent has a fairy type, in which case you're screwed. Next question comes from Nintega Green Roy, who asks, if there was an Arcana Heart 4, what changes would you like to see be made? Well, I'd actually like to see an episodic story mode. Not quite the complicated one like BlazBlue had, but something that feels like a straightforward story. I mean, the story mode in previous games is basically an arcade mode. Also, the trial mode, the format of trial mode needs to be fixed. I mean, why couldn't they have had like a standard challenge tower? I mean, the way trial mode works in Arcana Heart 3 Love Max is it's like progress is stored on a per character basis, and you go through 10 trials, and the one you get depends on which ones you've cleared. It's individual per each stage. If you see me play, why can't I English today? Also, it would be nice to have at least it would be nice to have a few male characters in the cast. That would be kind of nice. Mario Sparta Bro asks, what is the one main thing you would love to see in a Nintendo theme park? F-Zero go-karts. I mean, why would you not want to go fast in an F-Zero machine? I mean, we haven't had an F-Zero game in who knows how long, but it would still be nice to see F-Zero in a Nintendo theme park. Last question this week comes from Nefindland, who asks, would you like to see a live-action movie based on Strider? I don't think it would work in live action.